as the poet wrote, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up and hope and history rhyme.
William Jefferson Clinton. Nation's treasure, a deeply cherished global humanitarian. You are a warm friend of NYU and a frequent presence here, graciously lending distinction and support to our own global endeavors. As one privileged to call you a friend now for 3 decades, it gives me great personal privilege on behalf of my university to say, by the authority vested in me by New York University, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
President Sexton, Board Chair Lipton, Provost McLaughlin, ladies and gentlemen, first let me congratulate the graduates, their families and friends. Thank the faculty, administration, and staff of NYU for making this journey possible for them, and say how profoundly honored I am to be here with my fellow honorary degree participants, Clive Davis, Claire Fagan, and Anna Jonah. They have lived remarkable lives.
There's the subway.
And today you embark on another phase of your remarkable lives. This is a happy time for the graduates, their families, and I think 41 years from now, I can say that because I can't believe it, but I was where you are 41 years ago. I remember almost everything my commencement speaker said for one reason. 90 seconds after he began, a huge storm gathered over the courtyard at Georgetown University. And he said, if you want a copy of my speech, write me, I'll send it to you. Let's get out of here or we'll all drown. Unhappily for you, God has blessed us with a clear sky. I talked to Hillary last night. She said, you know, when I spoke there in rain, you have a clear sky, but I will nonetheless strive to be both relevant and brief. First, I am personally indebted to NYU for a number of things. The Stern School works with our Economic Opportunity Initiative, which now operates in inner cities all over America, trying to make sure that small businesses can not only survive but thrive in a difficult environment. And second, your students, faculty, and staff have been strong participants in our global initiative and the Global Initiative for University Students to empower girls and women, to stop the trafficking of women and children. to advance the cause of health, education, and a sustainable future of our world. I looked at the profile of the students before I came, and I saw that about 10% of you are international students. That's a gross understatement. That's a gross understatement because a lot of you who are Americans are also international students. You live in the most interdependent age in history. The borders of the world look more like nets than walls. 10-year-olds can find out things on the internet. I had to go to university to learn. Interdependence simply means that we're aware of things going on half a world away we wouldn't have known about a generation ago, and that what people do a half a world away can infect and affect us, and we can affect them. The great challenge of your life will be how to live out your personal story, pursue your personal dreams, enjoy your personal compassions and compulsions and interests in a world that is getting better, not worse, where the forces of positive interdependence outweigh the negative ones. In that pursuit, I have only two pieces of personal advice. One is, you should strive to find happiness every day and not believe it comes at the end of a journey. And most people are happy doing what they're good at. You have been given the power through your education to pursue what you're good at. The second piece of advice I was reminded of all over again when I read about your student speaker, Michelle Conroy. According to the program anyway, on the day before she was to leave for NYU at the beginning of her freshman year, she was riding a horse in Kansas, was thrown off the horse into a barn wall, and cracked her ribs. She came on time anyway, just like she was supposed to. There is something to be said for not quitting, not giving up, and showing up through the difficult times as well as the easy ones. If you pursue your dreams, you can't quit when you fail, you can't quit when you mess up, and you can't quit when life seems to deal you a tough hand. You have been given the tools to triumph. Now it is up to your will, your mind, and your heart. Here's what I want to say about the interdependent world. You have to decide what you'd like the world to look like when your children are sitting where you're sitting today. I know what I want it to look like. I want it to be a world of shared opportunities and shared responsibilities. A world with a sense of deep community across all our differences and a profound obligation to the future. A world where we use the earth that we've been given, but where we do whatever it takes to preserve it for our grandchildren. A world where we celebrate our differences, but we believe our common humanity matters more. Now, if that's the world you want, you have to ask yourself, how do you get it? You must build up the positive and reduce the negative forces raging across our interdependent world and piercing all our net-like borders. What are the most important negative forces of interdependence? The world we live in is too unequal. As you celebrate today your graduation from one of the great universities in this or any nation, there are two things you need to remember. First, college graduates this year will have more personal debt than any class before you. And second, in the last decade, the United States